TripleSeat really empowers venues to manage all types of events, really. So all types of events that they could do within TripleSeat. And we really want to focus on the guest experience.
Yeah. AdSalt,
yes.
Where you've built an integration with TripleSeat.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because we're leaning into AI, are we?
Oh, we sure are. I mean, everybody is, right?
I can't go through an episode now without mentioning the AI.
You can't. I think there's a trend of hospitality folks realizing that there's another way to be in hospitality, whether that's in tech or kind of just different ways now. Have you ever played the game Sims?
Yes.
Do you remember? That's exactly what it's like. It's built on Unity, which is literally a video game platform. We don't even charge for users. So we really truly believe that if you work at a venue that has TripleSeat, you should have a login, you should be able to see what's going on. So PartyPay is here now, and it's launching globally. It's launching in the UK in about 2 weeks. The last trip that the TripleSeat folks took here, they were also asked to pre-order cocktails, which was like completely wild to us. We were like, a week before? How do I know what I'm going to drink?
Welcome to the next episode of the Second Toast podcast, and today I'm delighted to be joined all the way from Boston.
Yes.
All the way from Boston. Nikki Perry, VP of Product at TripleSeat. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You are welcome. And your first time in London as well.
It is, yeah.
How's that been?
It's been wonderful. We've had some amazing dinners at customers, and we walked around a little bit. Luckily, we have a London team here.
Yes.
So I feel like we have built-in tour
You're being
guides.
chaperoned.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been showing us around and bringing us all around.
And you've come on the first week we've had weather, as in good weather.
It's been amazing. It's been sunny, and I'm going to say...
This is all normal.
I'm going to say 70s,
Nikki, this is normal.
but I think
it's probably up there.
Yeah.
I don't know, but all I know, it's hot. We're from Wales, so it's very hot. Look, and we wanted to talk to you today about product, obviously. That's where you sit with TripleSeat. But actually, before we get to TripleSeat, your career was built in what we all do, right? Back in the industry.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about your journey to this point, because it's interesting to know, because I think it shaped what you're doing now.
Absolutely. I feel like it's the typical journey, right? So I started bussing tables when I was 13.
13's young.
Yeah. You have to get working papers. You have to get a little permit.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So I started bussing tables like summer and school vacations when I was young. And then went into serving, went into bartending, event managing, eventually found my way into like management operations. I was a director of ops for a Boston-based hospitality group, and I had twins. And I took some time off, and I wasn't really sure how I was going to get back into the hours and the demand of that type of job. And luckily, TripleSeat and I found each other, and it's been a wonderful...
Were you using the product in your operational job then?
I was, yeah.
Right.
So the event managers that worked at the restaurant group that I worked for did use TripleSeat, yeah. And that's
cool.
I'm not unique. So a lot of people at TripleSeat have the same story. And I think it really matters because we have been in those trenches. Like, we have been in our users' shoes. So most of us, I would say 80% of the customers.
And is it almost a deliberate recruitment?
Yeah.
Part when you
for me, it was for sure.
Yeah.
Now I think there's a trend of hospitality folks realizing that there's another way to be in hospitality, whether that's in tech or kind of just different ways now, I think, with technology that allows them.
I sort of think everyone loves the industry, right? They want to stay connected, but at some point, especially with me, same for me, I left the Hard Rock. I was at the Hard Rock for 9 years, and I left the Hard Rock because I had Shay, my oldest now.
Okay.
And, and that was the same thing. I couldn't do the 2 in the mornings anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, Hard Rock was different. we partied.
Same.
It was a lot. But then you realise actually there's another way to connect with the industry. So, and look, for anybody who doesn't know about TripleSeat, who haven't met John Keremy, who wanders around London telling everybody about it, tell us a little bit about the product and what does it do, just for people who are hearing it for the first time.
Yeah, absolutely. So TripleSeat really empowers venues to manage all types of events, really. So all types of events that they could do within TripleSeat. And we really want to focus on the guest experience. Yeah. So we allow them to really surprise and delight their customers with these wonderful experiences. And we handle everything from leads all the way through to creating the function sheets, all the way through to sending thank you notes after, and even prospecting, reaching out, finding folks to rebook and making sure that you're keeping up with your clients. We're a full CRM, so we really try to be an all-in-one solution for them when it comes to events.
And born out the States, so the product first born out the States, and then and you've been in London a year or maybe more than that?
So I would say, we were born in the States. We're founded in the Boston area. Yeah. And then I would say what happened kind of organically was a lot of U.S. restaurant groups were opening up locations in London. Yeah. So we started kind of getting a location here, a location there. And then probably about 2 years, I would say now, we have an office here and we have a small team here and we've really been growing our presence.
I think it's interesting. Also out of Boston was Toast, right?
Yeah.
Who did a similar journey, of course. And when I last met John, we were on a panel and we were talking about 2D and 3D floor plans, which was quite, wouldn't say groundbreaking because the technology's out there, but actually for this type of product,
absolutely,
it's really useful for the venues, right, to be able to showcase what they've got. Can you tell us a little bit about that feature? Because I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So this feature was by acquisition. So
really?
It was a company called Be Merry, and they have it's called TripleSeat by Floor Plans by TripleSeat now, and it has 2D and 3D capabilities. And what it allows is the venues kind of build their sites. It's so cool. The venues build out their sites, and then the guests are able to kind of walk through, do these fly-throughs, and kind of see the design right down to the table, like the tablescape, like the silverware and the plates on the table. Have you ever played the game Sims?
Yes.
Do you remember? That's exactly what it's like. It's built on Unity, which is literally a video game platform. So it's like an entire video game aspect that these users get. And what it does, I think, is the guests show up at the venue, and it's exactly what they envisioned.
Yeah, and that's huge, right? You know, when you're booking a party, or even when you think about a small party, right, as opposed to a huge event, you just want to kind of feel, especially for people who are doing weddings and stuff,
absolutely,
where they really can't second guess what's going to happen on the day. They want that kind of almost that reassurance before they even put a pre-order in or anything might be. And I think that just really kind of showcases all these great venues across the land.
Absolutely, so it's a confidence builder for these. And you're right, like the small events, it's still just as important. Even if you're asking them, or do you want to be in this style setup? Do you want your tables like this? That's hard for a guest to visualize and make that decision. But then you're talking about weddings. I mean, what a cool tool for people getting married. I mean, they literally go in and they pick their napkin colors and they pick their centerpieces and everything. It's amazing.
And I think for the venues as well, right?
Yes.
It's because the legwork that goes into showing people around, showing them what's going on, resetting for certain parties, like you're saying. Actually, you can just fix all that and record. I don't know how does it work? Do they record 3 or 4 different types of setting, or can they?
Yeah. So they go through all these different types of settings, and they're just templates in the floor plan software. So they log in and they say, okay, they picked this, and it video kind of generates what that floor plan will look like based on what the guest picked.
It's mental.
Yeah.
And the actual problems you're solving for these guys, we talked about one there, right? So actually the event managers are having, already you're taking away some of their workload to enable them to do what they should be doing, which is selling and making sure capacity is done. Where are the real kind of pinch points for people who end up coming to you when people come to you and say, right, we need your help, or we're looking for some kind of solution? Is there a common use, or is it quite broad?
For floor plans or TripleSeat in general?
No, just overall
TripleSeat. So I would say it is quite broad. It is quite broad, but I would say there's very specific things. One says managing their leads. They're going to have all these inquiries, and they're all coming in, and they do not want to double book, and they really want to keep things organized. So I would say managing their leads, and then exactly what you described is just saving time. They want a process. They want TripleSeat to really provide their team with a process so that that event manager can get back to selling, back to talking to the customer, and not all of this kind of pen to paper admin work that they've been doing.
And I think there's pre-order in there, right, as well, and you take the journey from
so pre-order is something we're developing right now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so right now in TripleSeat, we go directly from, if there's we call it a lead page, which is an inquiry out here. That's on your website. That's in your social media marketing.
So you embed that?
Yeah, it's embedded anywhere that they can put a form. They can put it. Guests fill it out, comes directly to TripleSeat. They manage all of those leads. And their goal is to convert it over to a confirmed event. They build their function sheets, their run of show, any document that they would need. All communication happens. So within the platform, staff too. So the staff is communicating, and staff communications and the guest communication is there. But pre-order, it's funny that you bring that up. So that's not a thing we do in the States.
Yes, well, we were talking about this on the pre-call, weren't we, about the fact that actually there are some nuances between what you guys do over there and what we're doing here.
Absolutely.
But that is a thing here,
that
right?
is,
we
oh
need
my
to.
Gosh, yeah.
We can't cope, Nikki, without that.
Yeah. So when we first said, we need pre-order, we thought that it was just selecting the menu, like the primary booker or the contact. And we're like, oh, we have that. Like, this is how you do that. And they were like, no, we need to know that John's coming and that John's a vegetarian. I'm like,
John can't cope unless he gets his
really? So it's a completely unique UK feature that we're building.
It's so strange because we think it's normal, obviously. But you guys think we're crazy.
Organized. I mean, it's very organized.
Well, we like a queue. We like to do everything, informal.
So we just kicked it off. It's part of a larger initiative where the guest portal is something that is really wonderful about TripleSeat. So not only are we really servicing the venues, but we're servicing their guests. And we don't want the guests to know what TripleSeat is. Those are not our customers. They're our customers' customers. So this guest portal is completely branded. It looks and feels like an
So you don't
extension
leave the
of
journey of your chosen
Exactly.
venue.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then we have the documents there. They can message there. They can organize things. They really get this whole little experience in themselves. And that is where we're going to add the pre-order functionality as well.
Just for us.
Yeah, just for you guys coming later
Maybe
this
it's a
year.
European thing. I don't know. Is
I
it
don't
just
know.
no,
You know,
it's just us, is it?
On the last trip that the TripleSeat folks took here, they were also asked to pre-order cocktails, which was like completely wild to us. We were like, a week before? How do I know what I'm going to drink?
Yeah. Well, we know what we like and we want it. Yes.
But I have to say now, so we've been obviously done a couple group dinners since I've been here, and they're so organized and timely.
I do wonder if the venues have driven that behavior through trying to be efficient themselves before tech.
And they are.
Yeah,
They
trying to
really
understand.
are. I mean, it's so efficient and timely. I mean, you're going to dinner with 15 people or so. A lot of times you feel a lag, and those can take a long time. And I feel like over here, it's really second nature to the venue. So I think there's something to be said about
Everyone's
it.
going to love you.
Yeah.
And you're not. And also, you mentioned to me AdSalt,
Yes.
where you've built an integration with TripleSeat.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about that, because we're leaning into AI, are we?
Oh, we
Yes.
sure are. I mean, everybody is,
I mean,
right?
I have
So-
I can't go through an episode now without mentioning the
You
AI.
can't. You
No.
can't. And I go back and forth with it. Like, I mean, it's amazing, and I
Yeah.
love it, and it's here to stay. It's still very buzzy. It feels very trendy
Yeah.
at the moment. But it's not a trend. It is here to stay, and it is going to be a large part of our day-to-day operations. It already is,
And
I
at
think,
home,
for
right?
most
Like
of us.
just generally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So AdSalt is a really cool company. So they use AI essentially as a host or a reservationist. So they answer the phone 24/7. So the restaurant answers, it gets answered 24/7.
I love them already.
And they can, this AI bot, or AI agent, I should say, can handle a ton of different requests. So yesterday, we're actually at an event, and they did a demo for a group of our customers.
Did it work?
It did. They can make a reservation. They'll ask dietary restrictions, the date, the time, special requests. You can call. Think about the amount of times that a restaurant has to stop and answer the phone for things like, what's your dress code?
Yeah.
What are your hours?
Yeah.
Is your kitchen still open? It answers all of those things. But with TripleSeat specifically, it handles private dining inquiries. So if you call and say, I'm really interested in hosting a private event, it gathers all this information. It asks you your name and what day, what type of event, and it puts that all directly in.
I was going to say, does that then populate into TripleSeat?
Instantly. The phone hangs up, and the lead's in the event manager's inbox.
Insane.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And because I think that's where great tech. I always use DeliverX as an example in the UK. Well, they're all over the world now, but where they took a problem of order injection, people were putting orders through an iPad, and they took that away. They had several iPads and moved into one. Same for you guys here. What you're doing is that actually the event manager's role prior to TripleSeat, for instance, was probably, I would say a 60-40 split between admin and actually selling.
Yeah.
And actually the reduction on admin already you can hear just through the processing of leads,
Absolutely.
for the management of leads, for the management of the actual event is already going away. It's quite scary once in a good way where it can get to, right, where these people will have so much time back to be able to do their jobs properly. Are you getting that feedback from the ground?
We are, and I would say that's actually a really good call out. When we started, so during COVID, we launched TripleSeat Direct, and TripleSeat Direct is meant to cut down admin time. So a lead comes into TripleSeat, and an event manager spends an extraordinary amount of time taking that lead, working that lead, making it a prospect, making it a tentative, getting it confirmed, getting all this information. And we really cut that down so that the guest can go online and kind of do the self-service booking process. And one of the things that we stressed was this is to save you time. This is in no way, shape, or form to try to cut out event managers' jobs or do your job for you. It's to take the part of your job, like you're saying, that admin part, that tedious part, take that and automate it a bit, and then go ahead and give you more time to sell.
Yeah, because it's like a hotel, right? It's like occupancy.
Yes.
The way I would, if I had an event manager working for me back in the day, well, we did it at Hard Rock. We say to them, we've got occupancy, we've got 15 buyouts, we need to sell the shit, it's in the budget, you need to do that.
Yeah.
And the problem we had with them is that they were doing it, but then managing all the chaos that goes around events because no one booker is the same, right?
Absolutely.
They're all fun to work with and they all want their own things, which is why we do pre-orders 3 years in advance in the UK.
Exactly.
But yeah, it's been really tricky, I think, for a long time. And I think part of that puzzle, as it would be, because I always talk about frustration for people waiting to order in a normal dining environment, and then waiting to order, waiting to get their food, and then waiting to pay.
Yeah.
And pay, I think, is still, or has been an issue around people checking out when they're trying to do these kind of things. But you guys are also fixed, like you came here and fixed everything.
Absolutely.
But yeah, you're also fixing that part of the puzzle, aren't you?
We are, yeah. So like any place that we can kind of automate and save those tasks, we're trying to. And one of the biggest pain points was paying.
Yeah.
It's manual. And when you're in a venue, in a brick and mortar, there is a way for you to pay because you're there and the credit card machine is there. With the events world, it was so antiquated. I mean, they were either filling out a credit card form, which you can't email because that's not compliant. You have to fax that over a secure line, or they're calling and literally reading their card numbers off. And event managers were saying this is too manual, this is too manual. And I also think in 2025, as a consumer, you expect an easy way to pay. So we actually launched our own payment processing directly in TripleSeat. It's called Party Pay, and it is extending out here, Party Pay Global. So that way they can conveniently take payments directly inside of TripleSeat. Cool. And then we're actually leveraging integration. So we have integrations launching this summer, one with QuickBooks and then one in the fall with Xero. And that way, those payments that are made in TripleSeat automatically, online, easily, are now going to just go directly into their accounting system. Because reconciling...
because that's the other thing, the reconciliation part for an FA or a CFO, whoever it is doing that, or an FD, they, look at me dropping all these abbreviations, a finance person.
But it's different than the event manager. I think that's what's the biggest piece, is that the event manager is like, great, these convenient payments are happening. But to your point, the finance people are like, but in another system. Like, now I have to reconcile this and I have to figure this out. So that's what the integration is meant to help.
It's so cool. And I'm saying, with all these additions, are you seeing like the real impact where you have that heavy usage of TripleSeat, which I imagine is Christmas or Mother's Day, or you know, I'm thinking of UK stuff here, but you know, where you get that kind of influx, is that where you see the real benefit, or is that where you can, I suppose, because you guys have a bit of a helicopter view in it, do you see the product really at its best around those occasions, I suppose? Yeah,
I would say for sure, festive season, Christmas season is one of the biggest times for TripleSeat. The other thing I would say is wedding season and summer tend to see a huge influx. One of the things that's great about TripleSeat is that we also have the tools to help them get the bookings kind of in those off-peak times. So like something like TripleSeat Direct can really help you kind of get bookings on Monday lunches off season where maybe you don't normally get those. But yeah, I would say it's amazing. It's amazingly impactful in those really, really busy times. But event managers, I mean, they live and breathe inside TripleSeat. They're there every day, all day.
Yeah, and that's, I suppose, for you guys, that's a great thing for the product, right? Because people are using it to do their jobs rather than just having to frequent it and kind of go in and do bits. They're actually in there all day, kind of, well, not all day, that's probably a bit weird, but they're in there a lot, right, during their day trying to kind of get stuff done. And from that, I'm guessing you can pull quite a bit of data from an operational standpoint, or from a senior standpoint. You can kind of see what your business looks like from an event standpoint.
Absolutely, yeah. So everything in TripleSeat is reportable. Every single action, any menu items that are put in, you have full CRM, so your accounts, your contacts, everything is reportable. And then we also have like an advanced reporting tool, and that really gives you insights at a glance. So it's meant to be actionable data. A lot of times, restaurant operators will pull up these reports with all of these columns and they'll go, okay, but so what? Like, what is this supposed to mean to me? And the advanced reporting tool is really meant to kind of analyze it. So a good example is our PACE report. And I'll use the festive season as an example. So we have this quick, it runs, you press on it, it's already up. So it's instant report. And what it does, it tells you how you're pacing compared to. So for instance, you could run the report and say, I want to know as of today, how am I pacing for Q4 for the festive season compared to this same day last year?
That's pretty cool.
So it really helps you figure out, like, okay, actually we're behind, or we're ahead, or we might need to tweak a strategy. And it also helps you understand what sales managers are selling, which ones are selling, which ones might need a little bit more coaching. So it's really trying to take all of that data and say, okay, but so what? Give me some action items.
Yeah, and with data, right, it's a pain because we have so much of it now. Because of all the great tech out there, we have a lot of data. But actually, you're right, just having very relevant, quick data that can drive an action. Because what you do, I mean, you're a former ops director. You spent your life fixing problems, right?
Absolutely.
Ops people just want to fix stuff, and they kind of want to know quickly where to go. That's very cool.
And these folks are, we're talking about an industry with paper-thin margins.
Yeah.
So giving them any sort of insights as to where they could balance things out or adjust things is very
Christmas
meaningful.
Is really interesting because it feels like it's getting shorter every year. When I was in operations towards the end of my career, when I say shorter, that's weird. It's still, the diary is the same and the year hasn't changed. But actually, it felt like Christmas was coming later for a lot of people, and as in the consumers were using it a bit later. And we were learning, and we didn't have that data to hand. We just had that gut feeling. Yeah. And the problem in operations is a lot of the time you go 90% on gut. You're kind of thinking,
absolutely,
this doesn't feel like it did last year. But to be able to sit there actually with your boss, go, actually, boss, I'm 5% ahead as I was this time last year, and now we know we can maintain that and go above it again. So yeah, absolutely crucial.
TripleSeat in general is extremely user-focused, like very user-focused. And we need to rely on all of our teams to help us get some of that feedback. So the marketing team is really wonderful about engaging and setting up polls on social media to get some of that feedback. What do you guys need? Is this new feature working for you? And then our customer success team is out on the grounds. I mean, Katie, who's the account manager here in the UK, she's out visiting customers, talking to customers, and we use all of that feedback to figure out, okay, what's the roadmap going to be?
Yeah, because you're the product person, right? We're speaking to the person who manages I suppose you're in charge of the roadmap, right?
Yeah.
And I find it, because you guys are always super interesting to talk to, because actually you're the kind of gatekeeper that says, look, that's a great feature, but 1 out of 3,000 are asking for it.
Exactly.
It's probably not ready to go yet. And also that decision process is built then from your users upwards. And
absolutely.
Then I suppose other research you might do.
Yeah, absolutely. So we, of course, do you do research on what the industry is doing, what events specifically are doing, what the market's doing, what the economy's doing. All of that is important, right? Not great right now. But we pull all of that in. Yeah. And then the product team's job is to really to validate it, to sift through it and say, okay, exactly what you just said. This is a wonderful feature request. This makes a lot of sense for 1 out of 10,000 people. So we're going to shelf that one for now, as opposed to the ones that like really are getting the strong feedback.
Yeah, and like you said before, where you can get that real win for the operator or for the event manager. Where can we? And I think that's great. You've mentioned it about 4 or 5 times, the actual job title, which is quite rare when people talk about product. Actually, you've talked about the same person 5 or 6 times saying we're going to fix it for them, which I think shows real understanding of where the product should be and where it should be going. Obviously, you're in charge of products. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, personas, right? That's such a big part of our job. So like the event manager is one of our personas, our main persona. Yeah. And then we also need to make sure that the chefs and the sous chefs are able to log in. Right? The operators, and really making sure that TripleSeat is for everybody under the roof. Anybody that works at the restaurant should be able. We don't even charge for users. So we really, truly believe that if you work at a venue that has TripleSeat, you should have a login. You should be able to see what's going on. Of course, what they can do is limited by their user role. Yeah. But we truly feel like the entire venue should be utilizing the tech.
Wow, that's very interesting. And it's your first foray into tech, right? As in from opposite, you went straight to TripleSeat.
Yeah.
So you haven't worked at any other tech company?
No, I've been at TripleSeat almost 10 years.
And I find that super interesting. How is that for you? Because you've gone from hospitality. I think people will be interested to know, what was it like transitioning into technology? Because it's different, isn't it?
It's different.
Place to live.
I feel very fortunate. So when I first moved over, like I said, I was home after my twins, and TripleSeat does a really great job of recruiting restaurant people. And I was recruited to work on the customer success team. And at first, I'll be really honest, I was like, a 9 to 5? No way. I felt like a sellout.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
I don't do this.
It's so weird. Why do we feel like that? Yeah. The guilt.
And then I was like, you know what, I'm going to give this a try. And I really feel like I found the perfect blend. I feel completely connected and integrated into the industry, but with nights and weekends off, which is really great. Those first 6 months, though, I'll be honest, were tough. Yeah. It was really hard for me to adjust to like this 9 to 5 kind of like life and structure.
I did it for 6 months and I didn't last. I'm unemployable, I think. But I found it hard. The Slack. Like living on Slack, which was our Deliver was our communications tool, and I felt just like I was struggling to kind of be with people again, but more about my remote location. But actually, I know a lot of people who've stuck in it, like you, who've done it and gone really far.
I do live kind of close to the corporate office, so I go to the corporate office once or twice a week, and I think that saves me because you're right. You spend so much time in Slack. We're a Slack company as well. So much time in Slack and messaging, and not the same face-to-face interaction as you do when you're actually in the venue and talking to the guest. But I also think TripleSeat's really good about encouraging us to get out there. Go visit your markets, talk to your people. They plan these events. We had one last night called Party People, where in every major market once a year we just throw a party and invite our users to come. And I think that really helps us stay grounded and connected. Our founding CEO, his motto was always, we're hospitality first, we're tech second. So really keeping ingrained in that hospitality.
And it really comes across, Nikki, because when you're talking about, and maybe it's your background, I'm not sure what it is, but as I said, you keep talking about the actual functions of the roles and the product. And I often think with a lot of people I meet in tech that sometimes it gets lost along the way. That some people are hyper invested, some people aren't, bootstrap, whatever it might be. But that sometimes can be a distraction to what the product actually was built for, which is to fix this problem. And look, I can't let you leave without doing the future question. And so you've talked. So Party Pay is here now or on its way?
So Party Pay is here now, and it's launching globally. It's launching in the UK in about 2 weeks.
And pre-order, you're doing doing for us, especially for us.
We're trying really hard to get it before the festive season.
So we'll try to get that done before Christmas. Thank you. And what else is coming up for you guys? Anything else exciting coming up for TripleSeat?
Yeah, so I would say, I mean, we already touched on it a little bit, but I would say AI. So the AI integration with AdSalt is an integration, but we are also using AI in our own product.
Yeah.
So right now we are in beta for a reporting tool where you can just tell in natural language what you want for reporting. And then our next kind of AI venture is going to be around basically an AI assistant. So the event manager can use this AI agent to do kind of those tedious tasks.
Can they query? Will you get to a point where they can query anything within TripleSeat, their data in TripleSeat?
So that's where we're going today with the reporting. That's the goal, is they can truly just
what was that
natural
like
language,
yeah.
absolutely, and run the report for them. And then the next goal is really to kind of bring them like that AI assistant to kind of move along some of those tedious tasks. We have automations in TripleSeat for sure, but it's still an automation that the event manager needs to own and manage. So I would say leveraging AI is a big part of our future. And then we do have a hotel product. Yeah, we have a hotel product.
We're doing an event called Room Service actually in November, which is for all the hotel guys. So
okay.
Yeah. So we're doing something. I'll explain afterwards why it's called Room Service. But so we work with about 150 GMs who come in and kind of hang out. So they'll be interested to know.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so we launched it a few years ago now, but it's really kind of getting its traction. So we have a lot on our roadmap around kind of like maturing that hotel product. And then again, we try to stay as agile as possible. So really reacting in real time to what the user's feedback is. So kind of making sure that we stay in a place where we can continue to improve incrementally as customers tell us kind of how their worlds are changing and what they need.
And they change rapidly at the moment, right?
They do.
Unfortunately, the world is an unstable place.
But
I think it's one thing that is consistent that actually people come to businesses, no one returns for a transaction, right? They return for experience. And
absolutely.
Something I learned at Hard Rock when I was there a long time, that actually that was always drummed into us, that, even if you mess up, it doesn't matter, the experience is about everything. And I think if tech can reflect that in the product and enable these guys to go and give that experience, then we're all winning, right?
Absolutely.
So look, I mean, I've loved meeting you. It's been a pleasure to have you here.
What is
the next? So you've just told me before we come on air, you've got 72 hours here, if that? 48 hours?
Yeah, so I flew out of Boston on Sunday and I'm flying back on Thursday, so it's a pretty short. Today
you look remarkably fresh and happy.
Oh, thank you. Today we're doing a lunch. And then we have an event with AdSalt that we're going to head over to, and then we have a team dinner tonight, and then just
sounds horrific, Nikki, to be fair. I mean, just sounds awful.
It's lots, I know, right? Hard life here.
Yeah, I know, just eating out.
But lots of customer visits. We try to, Katie, the account manager, and then we have our director of customer success here, and myself. We've just been trying to get as many customer and drop-in visits as we can.
And are you seeing, I know it's very quick, you've only been here like a day, but are you hearing much stuff that you're surprised about in terms of feedback? Not just about the product, but about our industry over here?
Yeah, that's a great question. I wouldn't say surprised about, but we are seeing trends in some of the feedback that we're receiving around like what's important to them today, and like speeding up communication, making sure that we're able to get those pre-orders in. So I think some of it
I feel like that's going to stick. But
some of it has been predictable, but it's still really nice to kind of when you're in those visits, and let's say you visit 8 customers in a day, and they all have something that really ties together that theme. That's really validating that, like, okay, we need to think about this workflow or this process because it's on everybody's mind.
Yeah, I think being in charge of products is fascinating, because I think that urge or that, I suppose, temptation to kind of go, God, we really need to fix that. We can really do something interesting there. And it's an opportunity for TripleSeat as well, I'm sure. But then actually having that strength or that resilience to go, do you know what, though? Let's just plan.
Yeah, it's hard, right?
That's why I'm not in charge
of
everything.
You want to do everything.
I'm like, yes, build it all.
Yeah.
But lovely. Look, if people want to get hold of you or TripleSeat, or John actually in the UK, what's the best way to find you guys? Is it on the website?
Yeah, so I would go to the website. You can contact the team right from the website. We're all listed there. There's, we're a pretty small, tight-knit team. So
everybody knows John in the UK.
Yeah, John is
in London
wonderful.
Anyway, I know that. So
he's our presence here for sure.
Really is. He's the face of TripleSeat in the UK.
And we work directly with the there's like about 6 or 7 people in our UK office now. So it's actually grown quite a bit. But yeah, the website's the best way to get a hold of us. We love hearing from users. We love people reaching out and wanting to chat. So we're always around.
Okay, well, we shall feedback. And when pre-orders are out, we'll give you some more feedback.
Yes.
Obviously, we'll give you it 6 weeks in advance, because that's how we like to order our food.
We'll need it 6 weeks in advance. And I'm going to need it in a spreadsheet.
No problem. We love Excel. Look, very nice to meet you. Safe journey home. Enjoy the rest of... So 24 hours left?
Yes.
No, where are we?
Yeah, tomorrow. I know.
Wow. How long's the flight? 8 hours?
So it's a 7-hour flight and a 5-hour time difference. So it's essentially, if you leave Boston at, like, let's say 10 p.m., then you land in London at 10 a.m.
No one call Nikki on Thursday, basically,
no, I'll be. I already have, my daughters have a travel softball game that night. So, I'm going to get home and just go right into daily life.
yeah, it's normal.
Yeah.
Look, lovely to meet you. Thank you for coming to 4Boss, and take care, and we shall see you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having us. Really appreciate it.
Very good.